There is a certain kind of heartbreak that doesn't come from being left or betrayed or replaced, but from realizing that somewhere along the way, without meaning to, without planning it, you simply outgrew someone you never thought you would lose. Someone you loved, someone who once felt like home. And what makes this pain so unique is that there is no villain in this story. No one to blame. No big dramatic ending. Just a slow, quiet distance, a soft fading, a love that didn't survive who you became. I think the hardest part is that it doesn't feel like something you chose. It feels like something that happened to you. Like one day you woke up and realized you weren't the person you used to be. And the relationship that once felt right no longer fits the shape of who you are now. And you look at them, this person you shared memories, laughter, secrets, and dreams with. And you want to still be that person for them. You want to go back to shrink yourself back into the version of you that made sense in their world, but you can't. Because you've grown, and growth doesn't ask permission, it doesn't wait, it doesn't apologize, it just happens. And what makes it even more painful is that you still love them. This wasn't the kind of outgrowing where love disappears. The love is still there, but the alignment isn't. Your values changed, your priorities shifted, the way you see yourself, the world, your life, your future, all of it evolved, and they didn't grow in the same direction. Maybe they stayed the same. Maybe they changed in ways that took them somewhere you couldn't follow. And suddenly, the bond that once felt effortless now requires effort just to hold together. You start noticing the conversations feel different. Not bad, not cold, just out of sync. You find yourself holding back parts of who you're becoming because you know they won't understand. You find yourself quiet where you used to be, open, distant where you used to be close. And it hurts because you know they're still a good person. They're still someone who mattered. But the connection is no longer alive in the way it used to be. And here's something people don't say enough. Outgrowing someone you still love is one of the most emotionally confusing experiences a person can go through. Because your heart doesn't stop caring just because your soul has moved forward. There is guilt, there is grief, there is that voice that whispers, maybe I should have tried harder, maybe I should have stayed, maybe I should have slowed down and waited for them. You replay moments in your mind, searching for the exact second things shifted. But there isn't one. There never is. Growth is quiet. It's private. It happens in the spaces no one can see. In the late nights where you face your own reflection. In the decisions you make to break patterns instead of repeating them. In the courage it takes to leave behind versions of yourself you no longer want to be. And sometimes, even though it hurts, growing means leaving certain people behind too. What I learned in a slow, painful, deeply human way is that love isn't always enough to keep people together. We like to believe it is. We're raised to think that if there is love, there must be a way. But relationships aren't sustained by love alone. They're sustained by compatibility, by shared values, by emotional maturity, by growth in the same direction and at a similar pace. And when that balance breaks, love can still remain while the relationship falls apart. No one prepares you for the kind of goodbye where no one did anything wrong. No one prepares you for the pain of loving someone and still knowing you can't stay. No one teaches you how to grieve someone who didn't die, who didn't leave, who didn't hurt you. They just can't walk with you anymore. So you grieve in silence, quietly, softly. The world doesn't understand because there isn't a dramatic story to tell. But inside, it hurts just as deeply, sometimes even more. There are moments where you miss them, not just the person, but who you were when they were in your life. And you wonder if losing them means losing parts of yourself too. But the truth is, you didn't lose yourself. You found yourself. And that's why the relationship couldn't stay the same, because you are not meant to stay small. You are not meant to soften your edges just to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. You are not meant to dim your growth to protect someone from facing their own stagnation. You are meant to expand. And yes, it hurts. Growth often does. Healing doesn't look like joy at first. It looks like loneliness, confusion, loss, silence. But in the silence, something new begins. A new version of you. A version that isn't tied to who you used to be. A version that can love without losing yourself. A version that can walk away even when your heart wants to stay. Because you finally understand that staying would mean betraying your own evolution. The truth is, outgrowing people doesn't mean you stop caring about them. It means you start caring about yourself in a way you didn't before. It means you choose your peace over familiarity, your future over your past, your growth over your comfort. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is let something go before it becomes painful for both of you. And one day, you'll look back and realize that letting go didn't break you. It freed you. It made space for new connections, new experiences, new levels of emotional maturity that you couldn't have reached if you stayed where you no longer belonged. You will realize you didn't lose them. You released them with love, with gratitude, with softness. And maybe they'll grow one day too. Maybe your paths will cross again, maybe not. But either way, you honored your journey. You honored who you were becoming. And that is something to be proud of. So if you are in that place right now, if you are holding on, but your heart knows it's time to let go, I want you to know that this pain is not the end. It is the beginning of becoming someone you were always meant to be. And if you felt something in these words, if they found you at the right time, then maybe you and I are walking the same path in our own quiet ways. If you and I are anything alike and you want to keep walking this path with me, then subscribe.